Sagan.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Diamond Society. This is Hodag and this is episode 14 here on the Diamond Society. And we're starting over here in our temporary music shop as we made at the end of last episode. I'm going to put my armor back on before I die. But I happen to know that between episodes there's been somebody here. I think Techno-Gizmo came over. Oh, this is all my test junk. But here we go, Techno-Gizmo's order. The official order. And I believe this is for Donkey Kong. Gizmo, Donkey Kong music / theme song at the DK minigame. Alright, so I kind of knew about that, but I'm glad he came over here and put an official order in. You gotta be official with these kinds of things. You can't just, can't be running the shop like some crazy person, you know, that's ridiculous. But, you know, we're not going to be doing that quite today yet because I got to plan that out and everything. I got to talk to him about where he wants it. And I kind of want to talk to Cortez soon because I might need his help on how I do that because I kind of want... I don't know how much I want to tell you guys, but we might have to collaborate with Cortez and try to figure out some redstone business for that. But also, we got the cathedral thing over there. I'm sure Thice is going to come and put an order for that in. And oh my gosh, buildings are going up. I need to go chop the rest of my trees down, and then I'm going to get over to one of the first places we'll be working on today. Und here we are. This is one of the projects that we're going to try to be taking care of today. You can see this little... It's the beginnings of a road that runs along the inside of the wall, and it runs right past here. BC went ahead and took care of this part right here, so that he can kind of map out, I think, the edge of his building that he's about to build. You can see BC. However, you can see it ends right here, and if you follow it around this way, it ends before it hits the road over there. Actually, I think it goes right up to the road. But we have another 3/4 of a city that it does not cover at all, that we don't get to. And this isn't quite finished either. There's no real light source that's in there, and... yeah, it's not a grade, you know, different gradients like the road is down there. It's just straight up like cobblestone right now. So what I've done, I just tore out a mountain in like the last episode or something. I've brought along just a little bit of stone. I should have filled my inventory too, dang it. Okay. Anyway, the streets are primarily stone, and then they have different gradients in. I think that's a good starter. I'm not gonna do the gradients as I go, but my plan is to finish this road along the outside. There's some mountains over there that I think we're going to either chop through. If they're smaller, like when we go through over here, we might, you know, elevate the road a little bit and then bring it down a little bit. And this is something that I think people have been kind of putting off, but it's something that we want to get done. And I haven't talked to them about exactly how we want to do it, but what I'm going to do today is basically try to put in the supports, those little beams. I'm going to also try to put in the stone, just regular smooth stone. And then if people want to come along later and completely change it, tear it down, they can. If they want to come along later and change it or whatever, that is totally fine. No worries if anybody just wants to completely destroy it. So, but I'm going to do it. I think it's something that needs to be done. And I also haven't done a time lapse in a while, so I think I'm going to try to do that. Let's go. Well, everybody, it's not often that I do something that you can't actually see it because Minecraft can't load it all. But the road is basically laid out. It's perfectly measured out to be a 487, 490, I don't know, 400 and something, or rather, perfect circle. It pairs up the wall, which is roughly about 500 in diameter, which is insane. The only thing we have left to do now is go through and make it look fancy, okay? I got just this is the cobble part, this is the part that BC did. But everything that I did is all in smooth stone. And we could fly all the way around here if we really wanted to. And honestly, we're only halfway. Almost. So it did take a while, you guys. I hope you enjoyed the time lapse, because that took a while. But you know what? We got to get the supports in before I finish and just leave here. We might not finish the entire road. I might leave that to somebody else, but we got to get the support beams in, because if somebody else comes along, they might not realize that this smooth stone is actually laid exactly where it should be to make the perfect circle. So if I go and lay out and put the supports in, then nobody will mess with that part at least, and they might go and adjust the road. They might go and add in some variants and stuff like the cobblestone or whatever, and that is fine because that definitely needs to be done. I don't know what to do with these tunnels here other than... Alright, 3, 2, 1. Damn, I'm gonna duck low. I'm not sure if I'm low enough. I'm low enough. Yes. Oh crap, I made it. I made it. Keep going. If you fell, you gotta get back. You gotta get your wings back engaged. I'm still going. Hey, there's my ender chest. Alright. The hard part is gonna be this other side, I think. Actually, that already was pretty hard. It's the 3-block gap. It's almost impossible to stay in flight. I'm pretty sure my head was just scraping across the top. I'm gonna have to put some, like, ridiculous music with this. Oh, I hear you behind me. Okay, here we go, here we go, here we go. Ow! Yep, scraping my head. Ow! Nothing celebrates being down quite like a little race around. But we're on to the next task, you guys. We got to put in these little pillars here, like I said, and that is it's a thing. Yeah. Okay, so I need to map this out and make sure it's the same the entire way. Now I want to kind of copy what BC had going on. The pillars are going to be made out of spruce. There is going to be this stone block. I like how he's indented it a bit. I'm not sure what he was going with on the mega block, so I might talk to him a little bit and figure out if that's going to be a thing that we're going to keep or if not. There's also a lot of parts of the wall where there is water underneath. I want to figure out, I really like the sewer thing that's going on over in the docklands, and I want to see if I can kind of do some sewerage wherever there's water, wherever we're running into that. There's also other parts that need to be terraformed where the land, like right there, kind of came right up to the road, which is not a bad thing. I mean, we're going to need a way to get onto this road from different places other than just the 4 main entrances. I think would be nice. So it's not a bad thing, but we're going to have to terraform it and see how exactly that's going to go. I don't even know how we do the supports at that part. You know, the supports right where the land meets the road, like this. How would we do that exactly? I don't really know, and I don't want to just do it by myself. I want to include other people into that. So the caves over there on the far side where you actually have to dive down. Hey, who's that? The caves where you have to go through and dive down into right now, those are probably going to end up being a little bit taller just because, I don't know, 3 wide is not a big enough gap, I think. Plus, we got to decorate it a little bit, so we're going to have to knock out at least one more layer to put the decoration in and figure out how we want that. I got to figure out how we want light sources on this road because I don't think we want torches everywhere. Maybe just a lamp on the top of these things would do. I can put a... I think I got enough quartz where I could put sensors on top of all the glowstone lamps and just put glowstone lamps along the entire thing if people like that. Maybe I'll start that and let's see how people think. But I am going to put in all the pillars. I'm not sure if I'll get to the indenting today because I'm getting a little bored with this. We'll probably end the video with something fun here. But let me go ahead, throw all these pillars in quick, or as many as I can get to at least, and then we'll be back and we'll do something fun. Of course, I'm just about to record and it starts to rain. But as you can see, we are loading as many chunks as we can up here on the top of the clock tower, and you can see the supports running all the way around. And trust me, they go all the way through the other side as well, including through the tunnels. So The only other two things that are left for that road are figuring out some sort of lighting source, which I believe would be fun to kind of just do like redstone lamps or something like that, but I'll have to see what everybody else thinks. We have to modify the gradients along the path, and we also have to figure out the side. And as far as the side, I think some of the things that BC's been doing over there with the start over here, where he's kind of indented things, I really like that. I like the way he's put the supports, so I did copy those. And then he's got some magma blocks in there too. And I'm not sure if I like those or not yet, actually. I'm going to let it simmer for a bit and check later, maybe, see if I like those. But what else are we going to do today? Because I don't want to keep working on that, because I've been working on it for like 10 hours all together so far. It's a big road, you guys. This doesn't happen instantly. So what are we going to do? I don't know. Let's go first and check to see... Ooh. Let's go see if Howitzer's making progress on the Guardian farm, or if he can use some help. And here we come up on the Guardian. Ooh, he has been working. Look at this. Yeah, look at that. It's got all that glass in, it got all that stone in. The outer wall is where the leaves are, and I believe I told him I would take out those leaves. So, I guess that's my job. But it looks like we're still missing some glass. Let me go message him and see what he's doing. Maybe we can go get the glass, fill in the rest of the glass, take out the leaves in the furnaces, and get this thing ready to be built into a farm, which would be pretty nice. Alright, everybody. I went back to the desert, grabbed up a bunch of sand, and smelted it up, threw in the lapis, brought it all over here. Howitzer went to work then. We basically tag teamed it. He was eating supper, and then I got here with all the glass, was like, dude, I'm tagging out. He tagged in, put in the rest of the glass, started to take out all of the leaves. Oh my gosh, let me turn that down so we can actually talk here for a second. But he started to take out all the leaves and everything else already by the time I got back from eating, and it's been going pretty quick. As you can see, we're rounding, getting to the end here, and I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit. I know that this episode hasn't been the most exciting. All I did was build a road and then came over and took out this ocean temple and helped him get this going, but future episodes, I'm going to tell you some projects that could come up, and if you guys want to see one more than the other, let me know in the comments, and I'll kind of put that as a priority to try to get to it, because it's more fun if I'm doing stuff that you guys enjoy as well. And all of these projects I think I'm going to enjoy, so it doesn't really matter which one we choose, but they all need to get done at some point. So here's the projects, you guys. Number one, with these leaves out and all the glass in, Howitzer and I are probably going to go very soon and get this ocean temple up and running, because I want some more sea lanterns. So does he, and so does everybody else on the server. BC's got them, but it's always good to have more. You can never have enough sea lanterns. Okay, next big project I just thought of the other day is that I don't really have a storage room, because, I mean, I do have a storage room. That's where I'm keeping everything, but it's not really anything... It's nothing to shake a stick at, as they say, because it's literally just a hole down in the bottom of the jungle, and I'm the only one out there, and I haven't even built up the base, really, which also brings us to another project. Do you want me to go spend another episode or so in the jungle and hammer out, you know, a couple more trees there, make it more look like a tree house kind of deal, which I think was the main idea, maybe throw some farms in there. I wanted to do some stuff with villagers early on, so that could be a project that I do in the jungle, to make another tree of sorts and have it be kind of like our villager trading tree and stuff like that. I could go ahead, and I have a prank that I've thought of recently that needs to get done very soon, so that could be a thing. If you guys want to see a prank, let me know. I gotta put music. I gotta put music in the cathedral. I gotta put music in Donkey Kong. I don't think Athais has filed his formal requests now in the new music shop yet, because that is very, very new, but that's definitely a thing. We got to do some more music, but I had just done my Zelda music inside of the music shop, and I figured, you know, we needed a little break from that. I can't do it back-to-back episodes, but if that's what you guys want, let me know, and we'll get to work on that. I also have been thinking about, let's see, Howitzer's been asking me about a slime shop. Lurgan just put in his video something about how he was talking about how I have some vines. I do have an absorbent, if that's a word. I could be using that wrong. I do have a lot of vines growing just in my storage area that I chop down every once in a while when I'm in there waiting for stuff to smelt up, like I did when I was waiting for all this glass to smelt up. And so we do have a lot of vines, but it's not necessarily a farm, but it does definitely get us the vines. What else could we do? I'm going to be trying to do a vlog soon, just because I saw BC, if you go check out his channel, he did kind of a running vlog the other day. And everybody in the chat here, everybody in the Diamond Society was like, oh man, take me to Hawaii now, it looks amazing. And it did, it definitely did look amazing. It made me a little bit jealous and want to go there. However, I was like, man, I got to do more running, I got to do more exercising. Why don't I try this vlog thing? I do have a camera that might be pretty good for it, and I could try it out and see how it goes. So if you want me to try that out, let me know. Really, if you guys can think of any other projects, let me know. But I do want to explain really quick why I was doing the roads today, okay? Because it's not something that I was like, yeah, let's do roads. So I don't think that's anything anybody would ever say. However, it needs to get done, you guys. We were playing on a multiplayer server right now. We were playing with, I don't know, it's like 20 or something other people. And I feel a little bit like I need to contribute. You guys, I'm a member of the community. I'm a member of the Diamond Society. There's a reason it's called the Society, you guys. I'm not playing on a survival let's play thing. It's me and a whole bunch of other people. So I wanted to contribute, and that road is something that the city needs to kind of get the infrastructure going and get more buildings in there and get that all going. By the way, speaking of buildings, I also need to do my skyscraper. So if you want to see that, put that down in the comments. But yeah, so every once in a while I want to kind of do a community type thing, contribute to society, and help out a little bit. So that was kind of why we were doing those roads today. It did take a long time, you guys. That was a lot of footage squeezed into 40, you know, squeezed into a couple minutes basically, but for me it was hours and hours of work. And yeah, contributing, okay? Passing back to the Diamond Society. And as you can see, we are done with the leaves and the Ocean Temple. So expect that pretty soon. However, you guys, this is going to do it for the end of this episode. If you did like this episode, please be sure to hit the like, comment, subscribe, or tweet or something for me so I know what's going on. Throw down in the comments what you want to see coming up next, because seriously, I need some help with that. I need to figure out what we're going to be doing next. And thank you guys for watching, and have a nice day.